Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Marissa, and I am the Crafty Heifer. So thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. I'm going to have some special guests here momentarily as they kind of pop in. And we're going to be doing another Campfire Discussions tonight, which is where I will read off a situation from Reddit that someone has posted, and we're going to talk about it and dissect it and be nice about it, but still talk about it. So let's see who is here. Hello, Deborah. Hi, Fee. How are you? Hello, Janie and Robert. There's Kaya. I saw that you were shopping for fabric. You don't need more fabric, but I understand. There's Danielle. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Stacy over in Weatherford, not too far from me. Welcome. Kai says she's a toss-up whether she wants to buy Black Ada or wait and try to dye Black Ada myself. With Black Ada, I buy instead of dye. There you go. Buy instead of dye for Black Ada. I think it just works better, and you won't have, with black, you kind of get more color transfer sometimes onto your floss. So that is something else to look at. So I do have Amanda here. So Amanda is going to join me. I'm going to go ahead and add her to the stream. She has to unmute herself.
Hello.
Hello, Amanda. How are you?
I'm doing good. I got to figure out where I'm at in this camera. There we go.
You're good. Yeah, you're good. So I am working on a light after the storm from Craftably. This is one of the ones that I got when I went over there to help them. I'm still trying to find a weekend to get back. So I will say that for those of you that don't know, that aren't part of the creators group for DP-a-thon, our next DP-a-thon will be August 7th and 8th, which is not this weekend, but it is next weekend. So just so you know, if you don't know what DP-a-thon is, it's something really cool that we do where we have different creators that have signed up and they do live streams, or some of them will do a premiere and they'll go for an hour and a half, and then everybody moves over to a different creator and they'll go for an hour and a half and we'll move on. And we literally do that all day Saturday into late night. We generally have a break at the early hours of the morning, and then we come back and we go all day Sunday. So a lot of those slots have already filled up, but we are working on getting that schedule ready for you. But that is when the next DP-a-thon will be. So just so you know. Hello, Gail. Yeah, no, I wouldn't risk your dinky dyes for that, Kaya. I would just go ahead and buy the black fabric. Hey, Shawana, how are you? Okay, so let's see here. What color do we want to do next? Amanda, what are you working on besides wheeling your children?
That's about it.
That's about it? Just strangling children? Mm-hmm. So you got this, you were real excited about this new dryer that you got. And I understand, because that's a very adult thing to do.
Well, it has all these functions. So, I mean, yeah. It has like maybe 20, 25 settings.
It looked like you had to program it like you were going to space or something.
It felt
from the
like
pictures that I saw.
Yeah. Well, it has like 20, it has 10 settings on like the actual dryer. And then you can download the app to go with it, and it has like another 20 settings. So I may or may not have a little bit of fun programming some settings into it and annoying everybody by alerting their phones.
When you have to have an app to run your dryer.
It doesn't run it because it's gas.
Have we gone too far? Is that the point where we've gone too far?
Probably. I mean, if it was all electric, I could start it and add on minutes and everything, but since it's gas, I can't do that.
Okay. Yeah, so this dryer that she has, you guys, I saw it on TikTok about 2 months ago. All right. And when you have the washer and dryer set, they talk to each other. Mm-hmm. So the washer, you know how your washer always finishes before your dryer does? Your washer will actually pause itself or will delay start so that your washer and your dryer finish at the same time, So you have time to unload both and switch the laundry over at the same time.
Okay.
Like, I saw it, I'm not going to lie, I was like, oh my God, I really need that. But
I'm a little excited for the washer that comes in September. I'm a little excited
oh my
about
goodness. Well, no, you had to wait for like a month, right?
Yeah, we had to wait a month to get this one. The washer isn't even available until September right now, so
Wow. Because I know there's like a back order on all large appliances.
yeah,
You have to order everything, furniture, everything is.
we didn't want to
store
get
and
this fancy of a dryer, but it was the only one within that brand that we wanted and that they could get this soon. So we gave it the extra $200 and said, okay, here you go.
I mean, if it was only $200 difference.
Well, I mean, but $200 is a lot. But we were in the point of where we needed to have a dryer, and yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. So we're just waiting on Tia, just so you guys know. She should be coming in here in a little bit, and then we'll get started with our question and answers. Let's see, there's Phyllis popped in, and Cheryl, hello. Hi, Ginger, welcome. So, yeah, but that is basically what has Amanda very entertained this week.
I may or may not went through and purposely like had the kids strip their beds so I'd have different types of bedding to do. Yeah, it happened.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that just seems like you're testing to see how it does. Like, you know, that makes sense to me.
I washed all the curtains in this.
I mean, I would unnecessary not to. Okay, fair. But how long had it been since you'd washed them last?
Never.
Okay, well then, see, it was necessary.
But they're brown, so it's not like you can really tell anything.
No, but those allergens are still in the air.
Yeah. Now you got me paranoid. I should probably put that on my schedule, shouldn't I?
I don't wash my curtains either, so don't worry.
Okay.
And there is Tia joining us. Hello, Tia.
Tia.
There she is. I can see one eyeball. Now I can see both eyeballs. She's getting there. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, that was the face you were making.
It's giving you one eye.
How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I tried to run and whip in the shower real quick. I wanted to bathe for you, girl.
Oh, she got all Amanda. See?
Do what?
I said I ran and jumped in the shower. I wanted to bathe for you. Pretty. It smelled pretty good. I haven't even brushed
my hair yet, so I'm sorry. We lazy mommed it today.
I came home and changed clothes, took off my bra because I had 2 good bras that I wore, and the last 2 weeks in a row, I popped the underwire in both of them.
You know,
so
why do they have to make things so uncomfortable?
She took the bras off. I put one on just for the girls.
I don't understand it. Like it must have been a man
that I don't want to hear about our bras, but
it had to be a man that invented
underwire bras. Yeah, I'm pretty. Yes. Absolutely.
Sorry, anybody who's in here.
One that doesn't have
any men.
Yeah, that doesn't have any underwire at all in it. So I'll let you know how it goes. But let's go ahead and get started. So, of course, I'm going to read these out for you guys, so you get the whole. And then we are going to about it. And feel free, be kind, but still be honest. Okay?
Okay.
Got 5 sheets worth. Not that that's a lot. Okay? So now these came from Reddit. I'm just going to let you guys know. If you go on Reddit, this is where these came from. And it is the Am I the A-hole subreddit. And this one says, my sister has 2 sons, ages 11 and 8, and they have an issue with being, as I call it, selfishers. Let me explain what I mean by that. We have regular family dinners. Everyone takes turns. Most people serve food on the table for everyone to take. Well, her boys attack the food and take much more than they'll ever eat and then let it go cold, or they will eat little pieces of everything, leaving it uneatable for others. I started to serve everyone plates to try and combat this, but they will take food off other people's plates. My sister will watch and say nothing, and they just stick their tongue. It's worse at their own house, where they will sometimes juggle the whole plates over to them and refuse to give anyone something until they've decided what they want. I have spoken to my sister many times. I gave her 3 warnings and warned her she was coming close to the limit. Well, after went over dinner last weekend, my older nephew ended up taking food off my daughter's plate, off my father's plate. My husband's and my younger nephew took food off everyone's plate. He was running around taking what he wanted and making a huge mess in the process. I told my sister when dinner was over that they were not going to be invited. She called me a B word and said her son deserved more, that I'm excluding them for petty reasons. And I told her I also wouldn't go to her house, that I always leave hungry anyway. She told me only an a-hole would make this big of a deal about food, that we can always just get more. Yeah.
Okay,
So let's unpack that, because both of you are.
All I can think of my brain is mono and COVID at school. That's all I can think of. Like, you go steal stuff off of somebody else's plate at school. I mean, I don't know. They must live in a very nice
I did read the comments on this one. Yeah, I did read the comments on this one, and that's what several people in the comments have said was, and having been a teacher, I would probably agree with this, is at school they've been told this is not okay and they are not allowed to get away with it. And so, but they do it at home because they can get away with it. So, yeah, I mean, basically, I don't think this lady is an a-hole, because if kids showed up my house in that way, they would not be welcome back. I don't care if I'm related to them or not. You ain't coming to my house.
I'm dying to know what would your mom do.
Girl, you don't want to know what my mom would do. My mom would have some words, and it would start off with, heifer, who the hell do you think you are? You better get your grimy, greedy, grubby ass, you know what's, up out of here. They that hungry, they picking up people's plates. Take them somewhere else and feed them, or feed them before you get here. Give them a snack. Or how about just don't come back? That's what my mom would say.
Yeah,
and what I would say probably wouldn't be too much, too far off. I probably would say something similar, but it would be like, heifer, if you don't get your badass kids, why ain't you, they eating like you didn't feed them since last week. What's going on? But I would put the insult back on her. And I wouldn't have mind. She could have called me an asshole all she wanted, because I would have been like, you up in my house.
Yeah.
I would have invited her to pay for all the food.
Aren't eating the food. They're just cooking it and licking it so that other people can't eat it. But I'm telling you what, I've had this happen in a restaurant where a kid was running around, a toddler, 4, 5 maybe, 3 to 5, somewhere in there. He was running around the restaurant. It was a very busy, like a Friday night restaurant. We all know how busy they get, or pre-COVID. And he was running around and he was taking food off people's plates. And first of all, I don't even know you. So I'm definitely not sharing my food, okay? I did not get this fluffy by sharing food. Second of all, that little kid reached up to my plate and I popped the back of his hand and looked at him and told him in my best teacher voice that he better go sit his little down or I was going to bust his ass. And he looked at me like I was the biggest devil in the world. But you know what he did? He went and set himself down. And when his mama tried to raise a fuss, I looked at her and gave her the same look. And I said, when your kid's in the hospital, because he has tripped a server and they've dropped a plate of fajitas on his head. What are you going to do? Sue the restaurant because it's not their fault?
Right.
And at that point, everybody in there applauded. So obviously, I wasn't the only one thinking it.
I get grossed out when my toddler puts food on my plate.
Yeah, I don't share drinks with toddlers. No, none of that.
No.
All right, let's see.
Did you see the comments? Did you guys see Phyllis's comment?
No,
I'm not.
I can't see chat.
Phyllis is crazy.
So Cheryl says discipline is needed. Hello, AP. Phyllis says they're hired from America. They're American. That's why they're. Yeah. That's why they act like that. Kaya says, I think she is perfectly within her right not to allow them back if they're going to behave that way. I agree. Who is the parent? Exactly.
Yeah.
Words, hell, the flip-flop would be flopping. Yup. Come back when all of you have manners. Exactly. Hello, Sharon. Welcome. Hello, Jean. All right. So, yeah. I mean, to me, that sounds like a discipline problem. Even if you don't spank your kids, that you can still enforce discipline without spanking your kids. That's, that's up to you. But I think the aunt is well within her rights not to have them in her house if they're going to act like that.
Yeah. I think when you go, you respect the rules of the house that you are visiting. And so for me, if I'm auntie, I'm popping a finger. Now, come on, put that back. And I don't mind enforcing rules that you're not enforcing in my house. Right. And so, but I mean, I always come from like a grandma perspective also. Now, baby, don't have me come up over there because I feel like like how you just smile, Amanda, that's how other family members, I was doing that at 10. Now, honey, to kids that were older than me. But I always came, from a grandmother's perspective. My mother, she wouldn't have, minced any words. And now my mom, she comes from the idea, spare the rod, spoil the child. So she didn't spare the rod. She beat the hell out of us. But my dad, he did not believe in that, hitting and things like that. So I understand what you're saying, Marissa. I will enforce the rules with a little discipline. I feel like when they're young, they're still being molded. So you have to. And you come to Auntie's house and you do something that is against how Auntie would like things to occur, I'm going to pop the hell out of them baby fingers. And then I'm going to kiss you. And we're going to sit you down and you can get your own plate. And the minute you reach into someone else's, I'm going to pop you one more time. And then after that, I shouldn't have to. There shouldn't be a third time because mom should be involved at that point. Yeah. And if mom doesn't get involved, then there is a third time. Y'all all got to go. Bye, honey. See you later.
And when my sisters do it to my kids, I'm like, get them. I'm not.
That's how mine are.
Yeah.
That's how mine are. Yeah. My sister, Yep. My sister was going to come all the way out here from Ohio. My daughter was 5 because she left school. She was like, not feeling well. I'm going home. Bye. And left school. Walked on up out to school. Nobody knew where she was. And the teachers come knocking. It's a good thing I work from home. Come knocking on the door looking for her. She was like, I'm on my way. I'm getting on a plane, about to come whoop you. Like, I wasn't going to handle it. But yeah, so aunties should be able to pop their hands.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So there you go. There's our consensus. All right. So this next one. Here we go. Y'all both have had mother-in-laws.
Oh gosh.
So this one.
Like tequila for that comment.
Oh, I need some tequila for it.
Yep.
This is not tequila either. It's coffee. Straight up coffee. It's black. I can't even show you, but it's black. Now, Tia, yours is more questionable.
She is a nothing. I,
it's
male
peach tea.
39,
I'm sorry.
Lost my late wife 6 years ago. I have a 16-year-old son, Daniel, and these names have all been changed, you guys.
Okay.
And I recently got engaged to my fiance of 2 years. Her mom and I aren't on good terms because of how she behaves. She's a controlling, certain wannabe. Don't be dissing Dolly now. Just saying. I learned to ignore her crap, but she's been annoying Daniel and criticizing his personality regularly. He's a private kid and still hasn't gotten used to the new family dynamic, but he's in therapy doing fine. She keeps diagnosing left and right, calling him antisocial, autistic, and other crap. Fact is, Daniel is shy. Well, a kid, but people confuse that with being antisocial. MIL tried several times to force Daniel to open up by embarrassing him with personal questions on family dinners and to test his personality type. Wait, I think I got my pages out of orders. Oh, no, wait. They're double-sided. Sorry, guys. Defeated by my own editing. I've realized the effect of her behavior on Daniel, so I gave him the choice to no longer be in the same room/house as mother-in-law, and he appreciated this a lot. Mother-in-law didn't like that Daniel kept his distance and no longer visits and kept about how he will become for her daughter to deal with. I told her to stop bringing up, but she cried, just doing this for Danny. Last week, she visited unexpectedly, wanting to say hi to Daniel. After Daniel greeted her, he went into the bathroom, and she went into the living room with my fiance. I was in my bedroom when Daniel came and said his journal was gone. We looked for it, but didn't find it. I asked my dad, who was alone in the kitchen, but didn't see it. I paused for a second to ask where mother-in-law was. My fiance said in the living room, but I saw her coming down the stairs. I asked where she was. She said the bathroom. I saw her in hand, so I asked if she took Daniel's journal. She looked offended and called for my fiance when I insisted to see inside her purse. I wanted to leave, but I didn't let her. Fiance told me to stop it, but I insisted, and the journal was there. Mother-in-law tried to explain this was her only chance to get to know Daniel better because she cares about him. I looked at her and berated her for stealing my son and told her she's banned from my house for the stunt she pulled. She argued with me, then left. My fiance apologized for her, but said banning her from the house was over the top. It backlashed, and father-in-law argued and hoped his daughter was effing abusive I am, and call off the wedding for refusing to apologize to mother-in-law. Fiance said her family won't come to the wedding till I reconcile with her mom and cancel the ban, but I won't let my son be disrespected in his own house and ask my fiance to understand. I'm refusing to reconcile, but am aware this could ruin my relationship with all my in-laws, not just mother-in-law, and my fiance thinks I'm selfish to cause drama. So, let's all just absorb that for a second, because we all know about toxic mother-in-laws. She's not even technically his mother-in-law yet.
I was going to say, I don't have a brother or sister-in-law, so it's not my family.
First of all, she out of control. Out of control. She has no right to try to control anything going on in the home. And if it is this bad already, before a marriage has even taken place, she feels she has the right to know your child from an entirely different relationship, to the extent that she is willing to violate their own home rights, like how they feel comfortable in their own home. And now you are made to feel uncomfortable in your own home because you have to endure it, one, and you have to make like you weren't within your rights to feel the way you feel. Your child is not justified within their own home and their rights to feel the way they, and so everybody gets to get their rights trampled on to make her comfortable in a home that doesn't belong to her. Yeah, the wedding's off. Sorry, boo. It was nice getting to know you.
Yeah. She'll spend less than a wedding than she will a divorce. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I'm living that one.
Woo! You still in? I forgot about that.
The fact that her mama Yeah. The fact that her mama feels like it is okay to steal a teenager's journal
Oh,
that is not blood related to her. Like, are you kidding me right now?
There's women out there, though. I'm sorry to say it,
Just
but there
because
is
he
the
don't like
mother-in-law.
you?
I've got one. She was looking for Taylor's journal while she was here.
I
you
mean,
didn't tell me this.
was
We
she
haven't even
really?
talked in like almost a month, so
I
I know
You
you
know.
didn't
got
tell
some
me this
stuff to
either.
tell me.
Well, no, my mother-in-law came when my daughter wasn't home. She knew my daughter wasn't home. And they haven't talked in almost a year now because of how my mother-in-law treated my daughter, which is her grandmother. It is her grandmother. And so while they were here, she went through her entire room trying to find a
Because that's
journal
going to
that was
make your
actually underneath my bed.
Oh,
Yep.
that's not good.
But I
Like,
can tell you how that marriage is going to end if they get married, because I'm kind of living that one. If he
Yeah.
doesn't back up his soon-to-be wife versus his mother,
mm-hmm.
it
Yep,
won't last.
that's right.
Well, it's not
That is
his mother,
absolutely
it's
right.
her mother. So she's the one that's not backing him up. The child is his.
From a
Oh,
prior relationship.
It's not her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's
he is a widower, and that child is his. And so, and this
okay.
is her family.
Well, then
But yeah,
same
they're already
thing.
showing that they don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't show
About your
respect
wife.
for your partner. It just doesn't.
correct.
Or the situation or the kids even. It
That's
doesn't
the
show that
Right.
respect level.
so that I think the
Well, and this sounds like he's an older. Go ahead.
no, I wanted to hear what you're
Yeah,
saying.
the kid's 16.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, I was going to say that kid was 16. So, I mean, you're old enough at 16 to have some privacy
Mm-hmm.
and to be respected. Like, you fully formed thoughts and things at 16. Like, it's
Well,
not a little kid.
So I guess from my perspective, I have my childhood to go by. You guys know that my parents, they divorced when I was 8 years old. I was raised by my dad. And my dad dated, and he had a wonderful dating life. However, my dad was definitely the parent that, respect my kids. You don't get along with my kids, it's not going to work out.
Yep.
Period. There was no real if, ands, or buts about it. So for me, I literally come from the perspective of, who is advocating for the kid, and yes, 16, they are well into having their own thoughts. They should have some of their own privacy because they're becoming young, people at that point. But I mean, I think even at a younger age, 6 and 8 and 9, it shows them that they are valued, to advocate for them and to respect some of their thoughts and their thought processes and things. My mother married, um, I think it was within 2 years of the divorce, and my stepdad, he, was a part of them. Him and my dad went to school together, so they were really close. But even on my mom's side, and I just don't see the children not mattering. You know what I mean? I don't see a relationship working where you don't respect my kids, and I don't have the ability to advocate for my kid.
Well, and even at 16, I mean, 16 versus 5, you're still molding that kid. You're still
Mm-hmm.
showing them this is how you need to act as an adult.
Yeah, I like
Whether
that.
we're going to be a dad or a mom or, even an aunt or uncle, you're still molding them as a human being
Yep,
and their
I agree.
morals. I mean, that's how I look at it with my kids. Like, there's stuff I just don't fly for. And sorry, Charlie, I don't care if you're blood or not. It's just not going to happen. I had that conversation yesterday.
Well, and it sounds like this dad is doing his best to advocate for his kid.
He is.
And the fiance's family just sounds like they just don't care.
Dad must have a nice wallet, but he also sounds like he might be a little of a pushover, and maybe new mom. I don't know. She thought she was coming in.
There's the corner. Bye-bye.
Yeah, she sounds like she plans to come in and like just kind of take over everything, you know. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like there's a lot of from the mom and her family or the new mom and her family, a lot of respect for the child. Although they're covering it up to sound like they're trying to have respect for them. Why force it? Why make it so that, their privacy is invaded? Why force a relationship that's not naturally there? He's still probably grieving in his own way about his own loss. And you over here trying to force me to talk to you and, force a fake relationship. Let it grow naturally. Let it be organic.
Well, and, I mean, even if you
Right.
want to go in and know more about the kid, then make a list of things to know about the kid. Like find out
Right.
what their favorite color
Well,
is, find
I
out
like
what
like,
they
that.
like to do, find out what video games they like. I mean, there's so many things kids like that
I
you
do
can
like that.
grow on
Yeah.
that. And then if you don't know what the heck it is, the next time you come with something that regarding whatever they told you and build from there.
Yeah. I like
yeah,
that.
and it sounds like the new mother-in-law wants to know the kid, so she says, but I don't think she wants to be patient and actually get to know the kid because he's not her idea of what a kid should be because
It
he's quiet or he's shy or whatever.
it sounds like
Yeah.
she's controlling.
You know what I mean? Yes.
I mean, it sounds like, I'm
Yes.
sorry,
And
but
so,
it sounds like the umbilical cord with her daughter has not been cut completely, and she's still controlling what goes on in that household, even if it's not her living there.
yeah.
Sorry.
I
Mhm.
agree.
No, I agree. I definitely
Definitely
agree.
sounds like that.
All right, let's see. Need to plant a fake journal, Janie says. That's a good one.
No, I don't think that's a good one. You know why? Because why should I have to, in my own home, create a whole separate, you know, fake idea of what's going on to avoid someone invading my real ideas of what's going on, you know?
No, that's like
That's
I
true.
I hid Taylor's stuff underneath my bed. She didn't even think of that one. I mean, she tried. She
But the
did. She
fact
tore
that
up
you
that
had
whole
to hide
bedroom.
stuff, yeah, the fact that you had to hide stuff
Mhm.
from your mother-in-law is
Well,
ridiculous.
it's because, like I said, she's the I haven't cut my umbilical cord from my son type person, and tries to control everything
Mm-hmm.
that happens in my household.
Oh, that's harsh.
It's
Phyllis,
the
that
truth.
was the fiance's, the wife's mother is the one causing the problems.
That's new
So,
booty
okay,
mama.
let's go on. Yeah. Kaya says, that's complete violation of the kids. So I would be extremely angry. Don't support me supporting my child's privacy. We are going to work out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It already seems like they got some problems.
Like I
But since I'm
said,
still single, I ain't gonna say nothing.
if
You
they
know.
ain't married,
All
it's
right,
cheaper
here's the
than
next.
divorce.
Right. Right.
Here's another one with mommy problems.
Uh-oh.
My 21 female household has always been dysfunctional because of my parents' marriage. Growing up here gave me a lot of mental health problems, and so did my little brother. My mom is a difficult woman. She's very controlling, and she lives her life according to what others do on Facebook. For example, if she sees her friend posting a family photo at a certain poppy field, she'll aggressively pressure the entire family, so my little brother, father, and I, to go with her there and to take the exact photo for her. She used the guilt tripping card a lot on us growing up, so we'd agree to go along. The typical, if you don't go, you'll regret it because I don't live forever. I had to modify that, what she said, without using the three-letter word that starts with D and ends with E. She pulls this word every time she guilt trips us. And so basically Reddit doesn't allow that word in here,
Okay.
which is die, just so you know. My dad, 53 male, is a professional photographer, so we complied to her request whenever we could. However, now that my parents are getting a divorce, I feel like she's trying to replace the husband spot with me. She'd complain if I spend the evening walking my dog with my boyfriend, or whenever she sees me hanging out with friends. Oh, you're so happy, huh? You're just like your dad. You love your friends more than your family. Oh, no. Mm-mm. Remember when I said she lives her life according to Facebook? Well, every time my dad posts pictures on his page, Mom would tell me to drive her to the exact same place to take the exact same photos on Facebook. Whenever I refused, she used the guilt trip. You don't want a picture of your mom before she dies? My life is only pain. I had a deadbeat of a husband. Now you too. Oh my God. I still try my best. I know she needs companionship. So I try my best. I really try. But she's just so mean and negative. I'm really tired of living like this, fulfilling my dad's role in her life, still being spat at her. I'm expected to buy presents, take her out to dinner, parent my brother with her, and still be a punching pillow at the end of the day. If she doesn't like a present, she'll pout and leave immediately, and she'll spend the next week making passive-aggressive comments and feel like crap. On me to parent my little brother now that he's going through his teens phase. Her words, fix him. What's wrong with him? Tell him to listen to me. Just last night, I took her and my little brother out for dinner and paid for it. She was complaining out loud about the food quality there, and got mad when we ordered something she didn't like. My mental health is not good, guys. I've attended therapy and it's helped a little, but my therapist says that moving out will be my only option to get better. Recently, my boyfriend, to male, and I are talking again together. Mom demanded that she is given the spare key to our apartment so she could sleep over whenever she wants. And so she could bring her future boyfriend there if she needs a break from living at my family's house. My boyfriend is horrified at this idea, and I am too, to be honest. She hasn't let go of the idea, and I genuinely believe that she feels rightfully entitled to my future apartment. Brought up how she's been the breadwinner the past 10 years and how she paid for our living, and that I should be grateful and give her the key. I'm grateful for everything she did and more, but I am not comfortable with doing that at all. I told her she must get therapy before I give her the key because she is not mentally well, and I don't think she realizes how much she affected my little brother and I. She refused and was offended that I even mentioned therapy. I'm planning on going no contact with her after if she refuses therapy. My dad is talking about calling CBS, which I'm assuming is the CHS, whatever you call it in your area. She doesn't get therapy. I just feel so bad for leaving her because I know she has no one else, but at the same time, I don't want to do this anymore. Wow. My mama was bad, but damn. Y'all.
I can't.
So I'm just going to say, like, there's some things that she's doing that I feel are over the top. But what's wrong with, being worried that your baby is leaving?
Tia.
She's going to college in 3 weeks. What am I supposed to do now?
Are you crawl in bed with your kid?
Do you have the key to Justin's apartment so you can bring your boyfriends over?
Well, see, here was what happened, and it's been a few years. He moved out once, and then he ended up coming back home, and now Tiara is on her way to college. And so here's the thing. When she was in high school, she wanted to go to, forget what the name of that school is, over in New Hampshire. Forget the name of it. But it was far away.
Yale?
And so I literally, because I work from home, not Harvard, it's a main school. Can't remember the name of it though, but it's a big one. Not Yale. Okay. It's going to really eat away at me. But when she said she wanted to go there, she was going to apply. I said, no worries. I'm glad I work from home. I'll just buy the RV and I'll park outside of town, maybe half an hour away, and I will be close. Now, that was always my goal, is to be close. But apparently, She didn't like that. And so somewhere around 16, 17, she like went off on me one time. It was like, you can't always be with me and you can't come wherever I go. And I'm like, what? I love you. I want to make sure you're safe, you know? So the mom has probably good intentions. Now, as far as the guilt trip, my daughter probably would say that I do that also. Not with the deaf thing so much. I just say things like, there's going to come a time where you probably will respect these traditions I'm trying to give you. I say stuff like that, you know.
Mhm.
But gosh, it really sounds bad, Marissa, when you read it like that. It just sounds bad.
Well, I do that too, Tia, like with
Listen,
Christmas
good.
and stuff.
This
Yeah.
lady sounds completely unbalanced.
She needs a padded
Like,
room.
Dartmouth, that's it, Cheryl. It's Dartmouth. She
Yeah.
wanted to go to Dartmouth. And I just told her that I looked up RV parks and stuff nearby, and she went off on me.
But see, that's different, Tia. You're not planning on like going and sleeping in her bed every night.
I told her you'll have your own space and things like that.
With your
But on the
boyfriend.
weekend, when you want to hang out and you don't know anybody, you come by the RV, hang out with mom, you know. I didn't think it was so bad.
Well, and the
but
fact that the mom is like, I've paid for everything for the past 20 years. It's your turn now. And I'm like, no, heifer, that's what a parent is. That's what a parent does.
now that was harsh right there. My kids won't let me buy anything for them. So
You know, it's one of those things when you have kids, you have to accept the responsibility that comes with it, and that's just part of it. They're not free. And if they were, well, then somebody took all my money.
Yeah, no, I think we all agree. This lady sounds like she cray.
she do. Like getting in the bed and getting a key. I
Also-
never asked for that. I would never ask for a key at all. I'd be scared of what I'm walking
She also
into.
sounds like a professional gaslighter.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Wow. I agree. I think going no contact, which is what I've done with my mother, is probably the best thing if she can get away with it. I don't know. Her mama sounds a lot more persistent than mine. Not gonna lie.
That's when you buy deadbolts.
All right, we got to move on. That's crazy, y'all. That is crazy. I'm gonna pray for them. Okay, here we go. So Tia, this one's probably going to be a little bit more for you than it is for Amanda, but I know I want Amanda to chime in too. Hi there. This is my first post, and this is a throwaway. I'm a 30-year-old white woman with thick, curly brown hair, 3C if you know what that means. I've always struggled with my hair and was adopted into a family of people with straight hair who couldn't care for my hair properly, leading to huge knots and regularly getting my hair massacred by scissors to make it short be easier to deal with. At uni, I met my best friend who is black and has a similar hair type to me, and when noticing my struggle, helped me out. She showed me hair products from brands intended for black people that really helped with my hair quality, and even took me to the salon that she went to that catered for black hair types. My hair has been amazing ever since. They've been the only people to understand how to care for my hair and make it look nice. Well, on to the actual argument. Me and some friends from work went out for dinner, and we were talking about our hair, and I commented that I went to a salon that specializes in black hair care. One of the women, also white, commented that it was inappropriate for me as a white woman to take advantage of black products and services that should only be used by black people. When I asked why, she said it's kind of cultural appropriation. The others agreed with her, and I felt uncomfortable ever since. I don't know if she was right, and I am in the wrong. I don't know what I'd do if I was wrong, as I don't want to go back to the salons that butchered my hair before.
This one is perfect for me and Amanda. So Amanda gives me hair tips and hair product tips, just so you guys are aware.
A month ago, Tia, we went through this.
Yes, we just went through this. So, you know what? At the end of the day, if you have, it doesn't matter. I know what 3C type hair is, though, but it doesn't matter because if you have this type of hair, you need to do something to manage it. Nobody wants to walk around looking like the Q-tip was scraped on the ground, and you can't get the hair to be manageable and stuff like that. Everyone wants to look their best self. So if she has to go to a black hair care salon to get her hair done, the more the merrier. I go to Ulta. When I need my hair cut or to get it managed, I go to Ulta. You guys know my struggle. I flat iron my hair, and when it's straight, I go in and get it cut. When I go into a black hair salon, first thing they say, no, I'm sorry, I am not doing that, because of the amount of time that it takes to wash, blow dry, detangle, then flat iron and cut the ends. It's like 6-7 hours. So because of that, they could have 4 or 5 other clients in those seats in that time. So they don't want to spend that time on one person, and they tell me no. So I do as much of the work as I can, and then I go to Ulta. There's not really a lot of black people that work in Ulta. So, and I get my product tips from Amanda, just so you guys are aware.
So I kind of have a different perspective because I am half white. So my hair is very soft, but it is very curly. It's about as curly as Tia's. Now I put relaxers on mine, which helps to take the curl out until it grows out. But it is a pain in the ass. Like, there's no other way to say that. It's a pain in the ass to take care of. So when I go and get my hair cut, a lot of times I've only ever gone to white salons because there weren't a lot of black salons available to me growing up. Like, we didn't have them in the area that I grew up in. Now I could go to one up here, and I may do that in the future. But to make sure that they don't cut my hair wet. Because people with curly hair know you have, which is how tight your curl gets when it's dry versus how sagged out it is when it's wet. Mm-hmm. And so if you cut my hair wet, I'm going to look like an alpaca before shearing season. It's just going to be poofy and curly, and there's nothing to do about it. It's not cute. It is not cute. So I think this lady, if she is getting what she needs from a black salon, not to mention that a black person took her there, that she is perfectly within her rights to do that. She's supporting a small business. Yeah, I do not see that as cultural appropriation. I mean, she's not wearing black national dress or anything.
Well, and to
be fair,
you can't help what's on your head.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly how Tia and I got on the subject, because I went to Tia for help for Emma's hair. Mm-hmm. And Emma has, she doesn't have African-American hair, but she has American Indian hair. And it's curly, and it's coarse, and it's hard to deal with. And then I go to Big Lots and find a Miracle Wonder and show her to Tia.
And then I started using the same product. And my hair looked so good when I was in Michigan. Yeah, I loved it. It was looking good. If you guys look back to any pictures of the Michigan retreat, I was using that product. Oh, man. Yes. So, just saying.
I know the summer I spent in Maine, it was humid enough up there that I could literally put baby oil in my hair, and it was like the most beautiful curls I've ever seen. But it was only that summer when I was up there in the humidity.
Because of humidity. Oh. Well, I feel for her. Yeah. I really do. Because at the end of the day, it feels like she cares so much about how other people feel that she may she's impacting her own self and her own self-esteem and her, how much she value her own appearance. And I don't think that should occur. I don't think she should do that. You got to love yourself. And if it means that you have to go over here, you're just making sure that what you do have, looks good. That's all. And they specialize in it. So you're going somewhere that specializes in your hair type. It's basically the way she should look at it. I think it's the hair salon and the people that attend her white hair salon that doesn't understand that, is making her feel bad, and she cares about, what they're saying. Nobody wants to be the bad guy, and they're making it sound like by her going that she's the bad guy, but she's not trying to be the bad guy.
Right.
Right. Well, and it, like I said, she was like, is it cultural? And I'm like, no, it's not cultural appropriation.
No.
Those are
No,
the
it's
people
not.
that know how to fix curly hair are people with curly hair.
Yep.
I mean, that's just the truth of the matter because they've dealt with it their whole lives. They learned all of that kind of stuff. So, I did want to throw that one in. It is an important thing to a lot of us.
Yeah.
I have a lot of emotions tied up in my hair.
I think all three of us do.
I shaved mine off.
Yeah.
And if these shoulders hadn't gotten bigger, if you guys ever see my Facebook page, you see I went one day and was like, just cut it all off. And I had no neckline. I looked like a dude. I'll never do that again, by the way, because when it's time to grow out,
I shaved mine down in boot camp, and then I come out looking like this big afro.
That's exactly what started happening.
Embarrassing. They're like, you need to tame your hair. I'm like,
So
Good luck with
mine.
that.
I was like, cut it all off, and I started all over from nothing. I had like 2 inches of hair on my head. Mm-hmm.
I did that during boot camp. Yep, I cut it all off. Never, ever, ever again.
Yeah. So I don't think I'll ever do that again.
Because of that, it just.
I just saw
I've
Will
got
Smith's
one more
wife.
for us. Jada.
Did you see she went bald?
Who?
Will Smith's wife. She cut all her hair off and went bald.
She is such a gorgeous woman, though.
She can carry it. I can't cut my hair no more. Not like that,
Yeah,
but
I can't carry either.
See, she don't have these shoulders. And what's below it.
But she could she can pull off anything. She's a very, very gorgeous woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. All right, I've got one more for us, and then we're going to do Wednesday wins. We're probably going to finish a little bit late tonight, so if I don't get yelled at. All right. So the title of this is, Am I the Asshole for Wanting to Keep My Bees, even though the neighbor's son is highly allergic to them? Okay? So, and I'm going to condense this down. So basically, he has been keeping bees as a hobby for 6 years now. He has hives in his suburban backyard along with a large garden. The hives are all properly registered and are legal to keep in my town as of right now. The problem is that my new neighbors have asked me to get rid of the bee. They purchased the house and moved in over winter and hadn't noticed my girls until this spring. Apparently, their son is highly allergic to bee stings. He has been hospitalized more than once and has to carry an EpiPen. They asked nicely, but seemed a little upset when I said I didn't think I could do that. They didn't push the issue with me further, but I saw a rant on Nextdoor that I'm sure was written by them. Sometime after that, some of the bee-hating Nextdoor people went to our town board and tried to get beekeeping outlawed in our town. Luckily, it didn't pass, and they had mentioned in the minutes that current beekeepers would have been grandfathered in even if it did. So basically, their neighbors are not on speaking terms. He asked if he is the a-hole for wanting to keep his bees, and then he gives us some updates. He does have security cameras in place all around his house and pointing directly at his hives. You cannot access the hives without spending significant time on the video. The hives are also behind locked fences. I just purchased a sign to put on their gate that says the area is under video surveillance and will be affixing them their gate as soon as possible. Which he's talking about the bee gate. He got some death threats in his DMs or his private messages. And he can't take the financial blow to get rid of the bees. He spent thousands of dollars in his yard, and it proves a nice side income, and I just can't do it. I have all my legal ducks in a row with my setup, carrying the proper insurance, and following all the state and local laws. And then he says he'll reach out to his neighbors with an olive branch and some suggestions to keep their kids safe. So, yeah. Where are we going with this one? Because I don't own a home, so I have to deal with neighbors all the time because I'm in an apartment. So I want to see y'all's take on this.
The thing is that when you go and buy a home, you're supposed to look at your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't, like, I'm sorry, when we bought this home, I knew exactly what kind of neighborhood I was moving into. If it was kept nice, I knew what was in the backyard, which is woods. You're going to have who knows what in it. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you don't do your homework when you move somewhere, like if we would have had neighbors that had parties every single night, we came by here in the middle of the night to see what was going on. You can't
I do the same thing in my apartment. When I move into an apartment,
I'm allergic to bees. I would pack up and move.
I know.
Because you can't control other people, unfortunately. Second, you have to respect him also. It's like they're demanding that they be respected because they have the allergy to bees. But at the end of the day, who's respecting the beekeeper, the owner? He was there and he has this, like you said, an investment. He has money tied up into it. And is it right that he's made to get rid of something? No, that's not fair on the other end either. So if I have the ailment and I don't want to be impacted, or I feel like it could impact me, I would just pack up and go.
And honestly, I don't know if you guys ever been around beehive.
I can't be around a beehive because I'm.
Well, but I don't know if you've ever seen one. When they are in their beehive, they don't swarm like the cartoons, like Yogi Bear.
Okay.
No, bees don't.
It's not how it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when they go out, it's only a couple at a time. Just like a normal.
Yeah.
You see them in flowers. You don't see them swarming.
Okay. So
and
I've been stung twice in my life, and I almost died both times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
they won't come after you unless you step on them, go after them, disturb their home, take the
that's
queen.
what happened each time.
Yeah.
Each time I disturbed their hive.
Yeah.
So the first time I was young, it was like 2 or 3, and I hit something that knocked their hive down or something. The second time I was 10 going on 11, and same thing. I hit a hive going into like an old vehicle that had been sitting out on our property and stuff. And I got stung really bad. But my parents, my dad, he would have just packed me up and moved. My mom, if I were staying with them, same thing. She would have just packed me up and moved.
Well, and honestly, the chances of you actually getting stung by one of his bees is actually lower because it's probably going to be a different bee from a different hive or colony.
I haven't been stung in 40 years, so I'm pretty good now. I know how to stay away.
Well, and like you said, if the kid is not over there and he's not messing with his hives and he's not in his fenced area and all that, the kid should be fine. Those bees are going to go anywhere they want to go, whether they're wild or whether they're cultivated.
But that's just like expecting
much.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, but pretty much you can't control bees, but you can control your kid's reaction and teach him how to properly react to if there's a bee in his vicinity. Just walk away. They don't generally follow you. Bees aren't interested in people.
That's why if I see one, I do go in the other direction. You're right. Yep.
I just feel like that's asking somebody to go into a restaurant and say, hey, I'm allergic to peanuts. You can't serve anything with peanuts for the next 2 hours. while I'm
while
here.
I'm here. Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly what that's like. No respect for the other people and what they like, cater to me and only what I want. That was a good one. That was definitely a good one. Because most people probably would
Yeah.
say, well, it's a kid and they're allergic, they could die, you know, but still, what about the person who has the investment in the bees?
Well, and like you said, it was the side income
Mhm.
for him. That's
Hmm.
that's not fair to expect somebody to, because you moved in next door and he already was self-established. I mean, obviously you had to have known it was there when you bought your house.
There was a lady
Yeah, because
who
the
was a
hives don't
beekeeper.
go anywhere.
No, they don't. She was a beekeeper. She was on 90 Day Fiance, and she met a man in another country. They met on like a beekeeper's I don't know, hidden site or some
Oh,
dating
hold
site.
on. There's a site for, oh my.
There's a site specifically for beekeepers. I would say the same thing. And they met on this site and they got to come over. The good news about this couple is they knew each other, what each other looked like. There was no like, oh my gosh, she's a model, you're getting catfished. They were perfect for each other. But apparently, there's a good income to beekeeping,
Mhm.
so yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, there is. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a good call. Like he basically said, yeah, my bees are staying. I think that it doesn't sound like they reacted badly, but they were upset. But at the same time, even if the bees weren't out in the winter, you could still see those bee houses. What do they call them? Bee skeps or something like that.
Yeah.
Those don't go anywhere. Those are there all year long. The bees just hibernate inside.
Yep.
So if they weren't paying attention, that's on them. And I think you just teach the kid, if they're old enough, how to react. If a bee lands on him, you don't freak out and swat at it.
Yeah.
You just kind of gently shoo it off, and usually they go away.
Well, and
You know?
I
Hmm.
mean, if he has a side income from it, chances are he's selling honey. Chances are there's a sign in his
Yeah,
yard. Come on.
maybe. Yeah, that's true. Didn't think about that. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna real quick take the next couple of minutes, and we're going to do Wednesday wins. I don't have a specific Wednesday win for you. It's just been a good week. I've had a good week. So, Amanda, what is your Wednesday win?
Laundry at my job. And I got a new phone because somebody broke it.
Somebody being you or the toddler?
The grown toddler.
The grown toddler.
Oh, gotcha.
Because,
Yes, we know what you're talking about. Okay.
we can't take advice. We have to just do what we want to do. And yep, my phone got squashed underneath the door.
Lovely. Okay.
So he bought me a new phone.
And Tia? Well, he should.
My planner came in. You guys all know that this was last year's planner. And so I was
Okay, little
excited.
Wonder
I couldn't
Woman
wait. Huh? My water's in
I
my
said a
way.
little Wonder Woman action.
Little Wonder Woman action. The new one. Still Wonder Woman.
I like it.
Yeah. So
Oh, so you got
They're
a
eight-
name on that one and everything.
yeah, I put my name on this one. I'm like, hey, you know what? But no picture. The good news is that my covers, they can come off and I can start to use last year's covers
Oh,
as,
cute.
dividers and stuff. I'm sorry, as
Uh-huh.
dividers and things. So I'll still get to use all of my Wonder Woman. That's the
Look
best part about it.
Can you hold that up again? Look at all those tabs.
Yeah, these are 18-month planners. So they
Lord.
go from July, although this was late. I was really upset with Erin. So I order from Erin Condren. My mother, her planner came from what is it, Mombi? What is Mombi?
Mambi. Me and my big
Mambi?
ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, me and my big ideas. So her, and then my daughter switched from Erin Condren to Mambi also for her academic. She liked their academic planner better. So I stayed with Erin, and I was mad because they got their planner in June, and I just got my planner. And July is
I just got mine when I got home. It did come in time, but I wasn't here.
okay. So what if I wanted, obviously I'm going to go back and, do some layouts and things like that. But what if I just had something that I wanted to do? But I was excited. It came in. That was, I was looking forward to it. I've been checking, tracking and things like that. So that was my highlight for today. I ordered my mom a desk, a lap desk. So when she's sitting on the couch, you guys got to see what she's been back drawing. So she took a few of Shalene's classes.
Okay.
And so she's back drawing, coloring. She never used to add color. She used to just use shading and things like that. So she's having a ball with her for her birthday. I got her color pencils. I got her the skin tone and glitter pens. So all of that has come in the last couple of days. It's been like Christmas, That's a great win when you're getting packages and you're all excited, right?
Yes, absolutely. All right.
Well, it's even funner when you do it for somebody else.
Yes.
All right. Let's see.
Kaya went to the Stitchy group for the first time. She met some new people and friends. Aw. That's beautiful.
Our Aunt Phyllis got to come on Saturday, and we got to hang out. My sister was in town. She got to go. So there were 5 of us there that are going to be at the retreat in October. And we got to hang out. And, there were six of us there because Debbie was there as well. Kaya bought herself a new Debbie sewed project bag. She was right over there. Debbie was like, "Here, these are for sale." And she was like, "What?" She was right on over there. Deborah says her Wednesday win is she finished both Chuck Pinson Winter Oasis and the High Street Cats, both from DAC. Very nice. I don't know where my cowbell is, or I would give you a cowbell. So,
did you see it though? It is so gorgeous. Like when she holds it up, you can see the sparkle. It's gorgeous. Oh,
I haven't seen it yet.
It's gorgeous.
So, and then Dawn Marie said she got to visit family she hasn't seen in almost 20 years. I hope they were family that you like and not just ones you were forced to see.
She's so bad, Dawn Marie. She's being bad.
Oh, that was awesome.
It's the family. You're like, there's reasons I haven't seen you in 20 years. Just saying.
You're being bad.
It is time for us to go. I want to say thank you to Amanda and to Tia for joining me.
Thank you.
We had a lot of fun, and I hope to do this once a month. I may have these same guests. I may have some different guests. But I really enjoy reading some of these threads in Reddit because I'm just like, oh my God, you poor thing. And then other times I am like, I cannot believe you even had the audacity to post that on the internet for people to see. So, thank you to my 2 guests for joining me tonight. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too. And I will talk to everybody next week. Hit that thumbs up before you leave, the subscribe button, ring the cowbell, do all the things. And until we see you next time, happy stitching, happy diamond painting till we meet again. Bye, guys.
Bye.